All right, we are live and we're talking about Slate Auto. It seems like everybody will have now access to an EV truck because this truck is cheap and this truck also has some personality, let's say. Tell me about Slate Auto. And while they do that, let's read this one because Sean wrote a pretty good one. Did you see that new Slate truck, a 25,000 electric truck with an old school vibe? Example, roll up windows. I think it's genius. They used one of my favorite business tactics, underdoing the competition. You see, cars just keep getting more complicated. Touchscreens, butt warmers, and a maybe gonna kill you driving mode. Slate went the opposite direction. No screens, no seat heaters, roll up windows, good for only local driving, 150-mile battery range, a simple 25,000 electric truck. At the launch event, they said it has old school knobs instead of digital buttons, and the crowd literally roared. In marketing, all positioning is counter positioning. Okay, this is cool. We can also look into Slate Auto. Okay, right here. Perfect. We'll come back to this. In marketing, all positioning is counter positioning. Every other electric car, fancy, expensive, complex. Slate, old school, affordable, simple. Instead of being last place in the fancy electric car market, they are now first place in the simple, fun electric truck market. As Kevin Kelly says, don't aim to be the best, be the only. Nintendo is the best at this, while Xbox and PlayStation were killing themselves to make the most cutting edge high graphics system. Nintendo came out with a goofy, lo fi Wii. Half the price, simple games that even your mom could play, Wii tennis, bowling, simple graphics, cartoon characters rather than ultra realistic. It sold over 100 million plus units, outselling both Xbox and PlayStation at the time. Indeed, to be simple is to be great. Ralph Waldo Emerson, well done, Slate. Uncle Sean. Perfect. Okay, let's look at the post first. All right, we got the video. Nice.
This slate seats two and can carry sheets of plywood. This is a slate. This slate seats two and can carry sheets of plywood. This slate seats five and can fit tons in the front. It's actually the same slate. This is narrated by me, Jeff. I work at Slate and just happen to have a great voice.
He really does.
That's Chris, our CEO. Chris thinks new cars are too expensive and too complicated.
A Slate cost in the mid-20s. Brand new.
One sec, Chris. Actually, under 20 after current incentives. Go ahead, Chris.
We took out everything that wasn't a car.
That means no. One sec, Chris. Actually, under 20 after current incentives. Go ahead, Chris.
That looks like a Range Rover.
We took out everything that wasn't a car.
That means no fancy screen, colored lighting, cooled seats, self-driving, self-parking, automatic cup holders. Go ahead, Chris.
We took out everything that wasn't a car.
That means no fancy screen, colored lighting, cooled seats, self
This is the version of self driving.
driving, self-parking, automatic cup holders. Yes, that's a thing.
But you can add accessories like
Little screen, big screen, SUV.
No screens. That is crazy because today, yeah, how do you do Google Maps?
but you can add accessories like
Little screen, big screen, SUV kit, fastback kit, open air kit, one speaker, a bunch of speakers, big bumper, spirit, tire holder, slatelets, fun grills, even funner lights. Colors. Any color. Really, wrap it in any color. And Slate Access Points means you can add an accessory now, later, or even make one yourself.
it's like a potato head. Wait, maybe there's a better analogy.
Actually, there is. Slate is the chameleon of trucks and SUVs. Seriously, just add the SUV kit.
There are three.
A Slate is not like other cars or trucks.
Whoa,
Just add
what
the
was
SUV
that?
kit.
There are three.
A Slate is not like other cars or
Powertrain 95,000. Whoa, what is that?
trucks or SUV.
Dealer paperwork 50,000 SUV. Oh, these are just AI generated SUVs.
And Slate is not like other car companies. Slate, we built it, you make it.
Beautiful. This reminds me of one of my friends. His company's called Slate, so they gotta now work on something. they're gonna work on the names. Slate Auto is an American. Let's see, they might also have a website. Slate Auto. Okay, perfect. We'll come back to their website as well. American EV startup based in Troy, Michigan, focused on producing. This is perfect. Like so far from you were so far from Silicon Valley that you kind of understand that okay, what does the Midwest American market really need? Do they care about the fancy Tesla or do they need something that they can customize? Because are really some people are really into customization and taking care of their vehicles. Focused on producing an affordable, customizable electric pickup truck. Founded in 2022, the company emerged from stealth mode in April 25, revealing a compact two-seat EV truck priced at around 25,000 or under 20 after federal EV tax credits. Backed by high-profile investors including Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, Mark Walter, controlling owner of the LA Dodgers, and Thomas Thomas Toole. Who is Thomas Toole? Slate Auto raised over 111 million to fund its operations. Price and affordability. The base model, called the blank slate, starts at approximately 25,000 with federal incentives potentially lowering it to under 20,000, making it one of the cheapest EVs in the US market. Wow. That's a really interesting competition. Let's see. I am curious. What has Elon Musk said about Slate Auto? This is very interesting. This is a conversation I was having with so many friends that it's going to be really boring if whatever city you go to around the world, you just see the same Tesla Model 3s driving around. It's a beautiful car. The new upgrade Model 3 is a beautiful car. But it would become really boring if all you see is the same car rolling around. You want, like, a couple months back, I was just walking to one of these really like old neighborhoods, and they had a Ford truck from 1930 or 40s or something like that. And I still remember that truck was just standing over there. And just because it's not something you see on the road, so many people stopped by looking at it, admiring it for like 5 to 10 seconds, and then they walked. It was very interesting how people were admiring this truck, and it's literally just a car. It's just a vehicle from the 30s and 40s. The problem is we don't see that kind of design anymore. We don't see that kind of aesthetics anymore. And a lot of cars have started to look very similar. And the cars, I think especially some brands have started just adding weird lines and weird lights around the car just to make them look fancy, electric, futuristic. And that's bad. That's very bad design. So this is really cool. We will see more and more people. I think, yeah, Tesla might just like license what Tesla really cares about, or what Tesla should really care about is licensing their FSG, not compete with car sales, because they also, I don't think Elon wants a world where every car on the road is a Tesla. That would be boring. We want people, just like people wear different clothes and fashion is a way of self expression. Cars also are a way of self expression. So people want to look different, people want to be different. And having not only a base car that is cheaper, but also have being able to add so many customizations on top of it, I think that's very interesting. That is very interesting. And we'll see more and more of this. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Price affordability. The base model, called blank slate, starts approximately 25K. Range performance. The base version offers an estimated 150 miles of range with a 52.7 kilowatt hour battery, powering a 150 kilowatt rear wheel rear wheel drive motor. An optional larger battery provides about 240 miles of range. Okay. It supports everything is customized. Everything is like a Lego. Okay, the base model is 150. Do you want more? Yeah, we'll add 240 now. Supports DC fast charging up to 120 kilowatt and uses the NACS Tesla charging port. So there is some Tesla involvement over here. Design and customization. The truck is designed for extensive personalization with over 100 accessories and wrapping kits starting at $500. Buyers can modify colors, wheels, bumpers, and even convert the two-seat pickup into 5-seat SUV or fastback utility vehicle using $5,000 conversion kits. The vehicle's minimalist design includes manual windows, no central infotainment system, replaced by phone mounts and a focus on simplicity. The truck weighs 3,600 pounds, has a payload capacity of 1,430 pounds, and a towing capacity of 1,000 pounds. It features, this is great. This is great. Like, this was the best. Uh, this is a really fun competition for Cybertruck. While Cybertruck was trying to 2x, 5x, 10x the performance of a normal pickup truck like F 150, these guys are like, no, 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 we are not gonna make something better than you. We are gonna make something way simpler than you. That people over here that we know really like. And a towing capacity of 1,000 pounds. It features 5-foot bed, a 7 cubic foot front trunk, and meets 27 federal safety standards, 2027 federal safety standards, with features like automatic emergency braking and a backup camera. Produced the truck in a reindustrialized factory in Indiana, with production expected to start by late 26. The company aims to manufacture 150,000 vehicles annually by 27-28. Okay, I think it's really cool that they have announced this, but the real challenges will start when they start manufacturing, when the production starts. That's when we'll understand that whether this team can actually ship. Its simplified design with fewer components is intended to streamline production and ensure quality. Me and my buddy, just last time we were talking about this another company that had a really good launch video. It just made so much sense. The time for that idea has had come. They launched a really nice video. The team behind that company was exceptional, but the problem is they never shipped. The product never got into the hands of people, and even if it got in the hands of people, it didn't come with all the features that were actually promised. So we also see that happening a lot, where a lot of hype is created with the launch video, which is good, which is what you want. But then when it comes to actually shipping, that is not seen. Slate Auto positions itself as the anti-Tesla. Okay, emphasizing affordability. It's interesting. Like, it's invested by Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Bezos will be going really hard. He's like, no, 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 pick a fight. We pick a fight. Go anti-Tesla. We are not Slate Auto and blah blah blah. No, no, we are the anti-Tesla. Emphasizing affordability, simplicity, and customization over high-tech features. Its slogan, "We built it, you make it," reflects the focus on giving buyers control over personalizations. The company avoids costly elements like paint shops by offering wrap kits and outsources components like batteries from SK on to keep costs low. Slate targets younger buyers who are more open to EVs and interested in personalizing their vehicles. The leadership team, led by CEO Christine Barman, a former Chrysler executive, includes veterans from Ford, GM, Stellantis, Harley Davidson, and Amazon. Very interesting. Very interesting. They did what they were good at. They did what they were good at, which is really good. The company's approach, starting with a low-cost vehicle and generating revenue through accessories, mirrors strategies used by Harley Davidson and Stellantis' Mopar division. This is interesting. Right, sell the basic car and then make money from accessories. That's pretty much like Apple now. Sell the basic devices and they then make money from services. What is Stellantis's secretly backed by Jeff Bezos? Wow. Secretly backed by Jeff Bezos. I also want to know about Stellantis Mopar division. Let's see. Market context and challenges. Slate enters a competitive EV market where many startups like Canoo and Fisker have struggled or failed. Fisker. We did hear about Fisker. Founded 2016, American automotive company founded by Danish automotive designer Henrik Fisker and his wife Geeta Gupta Fisker. Wow. Launched in 2016, based in Manhattan Beach, California. Successor to Fisker Automotive. I like their logo. It gives very European old company vibes. So what happened to them? June 23 announced it intended to produce vehicles in China. It had achieved all required approvals and licenses, satisfied insurance requirements to sell vehicles in Canada, sell vehicles through dealers alongside its direct to consumer sales. Ocean has experienced more than 100 loss of power incidents as well as other technical problems after delivery, resulting in three National Highway Traffic Safety Administration investigations into different issues and multiple recalls. Oh no, bankruptcy. June 17, 2024, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in Delaware, listing liabilities between 100 million to 500 million and assets between 500 million and 1 billion. Possible deal talks with a big automaker collapsed, which led to its bankruptcy. Repay creditors during the bankruptcy proceedings. The next month, cleared the sale of its remaining Oceans to New York leasing company American Leasing for 46.25 million for approximately 14,000 each. Fisker Owner Association Community and Resource Up to help ocean owners while with maintaining their vehicles had argued that Fisker should be required to ensure that their vehicles remain safe and operable. The judge agreed to allow the FOA to have a voice in the sale of intellectual property, including the equipment needed to maintain the current cloud based software that the cars rely on for over the air updates. Fisker's intellectual property is being given to its creditors per the term of bankruptcy agreement. Wow. This is kind of sad, right? Like, you have these cars kind of look good. Fisker Ocean look good, very much like a Range Rover. Fisker Ronin looks like a Porsche Taycan. Fisker Alaska. They looked good, but yeah, and so many people bought it. And how do you deal with this problem now? Yeah, like, do you stop using your car? What happens to all these cars? Company experienced intense financial difficulties and its shares were delisted from the NYSE. Defaulted on a short-term loan according to filings. Substantial doubt about being able to sustain ongoing operations. Subsequently, later, most of its employees closed its headquarters and began substantially reducing the price of the Ocean. Successor to Fisker Automotive. Okay. Announced an IPO, merger with Spartan, SPAC, private equity firm Apollo Global Management. Okay. Company completed the reverse merger that autumn. Fisker developed the Fisker Ocean, an electric sport utility vehicle which was released in 23. Interesting. Have struggled or failed. Unlike Tesla, Rivian, or Lucid, which focus on premium models, Slate prioritizes affordability to capture budget-conscious buyers, a segment underserved since automakers shifted away from sub-25,000 vehicles. However, scaling production to 150,000 units annually is ambitious, as even established players like Hyundai and GM have not hit this mark for EVs in a single year. High tariffs and economic pressures could further complicate the low-cost EV market. Slate, that is true. That is true. All the numbers that are given right now are just all up in the air. You have not taken into consideration the real world scenario, which is high tariffs, economic pressure, the competition with Tesla. Do people really even want your product? Slate generated buzz through a guerrilla marketing campaign with concept vehicles spotted in California, wrapped in fall business liveries, a fake cat therapy company. Whoa. Cat therapy company. The official reveal on April 24, 25 in the Long Beach, California, showcased the truck's transformer-like ability, a metaphor used to attract investors. Reserve truck for refundable $50 deposit with deliveries expected by late 26. $50 deposit. I think when you have a refundable $50 deposit, people will just, like, for fun, they were like, okay, take my $50. Slate's low price customization options, US manufacturing, with some users intrigued by its potential to disrupt market. I think $50 deposit is actually bad because you are not getting real demand. You are not really understanding who wants it, who is just doing this for fun, because number one, it's refundable. Number two, it's a really tiny amount, so you don't know if they're really committed. Most of them will just back out. They'll be like, oh, $50, I don't even need them back. Take it. And then you're like, oh, I have an extra car. I thought you were going to buy it, but what do I do with this car now? Bezos and others invested in an EV startup in Michigan called Slate Auto. They raised 111 million in Series A and plan to have $25,000 pickup truck built in Indiana for sale by late 26. The idea for Slate is that it comes as a blank slate you can customize. The short bit reminds me of a kite truck which I've seen bunch around NYC. I don't get what's so unique about the business model. Any car is customizable these days with options. Toyotas. Whoa, $10,000. Future pickup truck is basic transportation perfection. 10K seems to be the comp. This is also very interesting because once you announce something like this and you are like, yes, we're going to produce this in 26, competition is looking at you. People with established manufacturing abilities. You have to right now establish your entire manufacturing factories. You have to establish your factories right now. These guys already have their factories. They're looking for products to build. So, oh, Katy Perry. Wait. Oh, no. I thought this is the Katy Perry. Okay, wow. Very interesting. Okay. And did we look at all the... This is web pages, this is the post. Okay. When you can pick your best angle, so you post them all. Slate. Whoa, Slate water bottles. Okay, this looks good. This looks really good. Yeah, I think the one problem could just be stealing of ideas. The truck that's built for just about anything, even human taxidermy. Personalize yours.
Well, we do that for your loved ones. What do you think? With human grade taxidermy, family really is forever. I'm Ross Fletcher. I'm the CEO of Taxidermy My Family. You know what taxidermy is? Yes. Well, we do that for your loved ones. What do you think of the logo? I was going for like a punk rock graveyard theme. It's an unconventional business, yeah. You know, there's a lot of moving parts, ironically. Is that Grandma Jean? It is? That's okay. But with Slate, anything is possible. So I can take an SUV to a pickup, and then I can switch back. I think it hits that kind of sweet spot of like a little bit dangerous and a little bit sweet. Slate's been able to adapt to our very specific business needs. Add pickling liquid to shopping list. And we've got a lot of those. So this is the adult male. This is the petite senior. We use the petite senior a lot, the most, just because nature, I guess. Or, you know, when we got canceled online for some ill-advised branding, we needed a full body rewrap, and we were able to do that same day. I don't know how to turn comments off. It's about craftsmanship, yes, of course. Not only is the texture incredible, but it's got a 15-year warranty. But it's also about bulk human transport. Whoa, 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 whoa. You have it upside down. Finding employees is tough. Like, I've got two. Who is that?
Jess?
I need one decent one. There should be no reason a body goes missing. Okay, not even if it's for half a day. You know, my brother always said, like, oh, you'll never be able to run a business. Michael, what if we say the next one is free? Not that I would wish that upon you, but considering how affordable Slate is, it's been incredible, instrumental to the success of our business. I got a lot of other ideas, so I can wrap this in whatever I want. So that's what's really convenient about this is like some of the ideas you just go for it, and if they fail, then guess what? You You got other ideas. I do.
Okay. Nice. Wait, what do people say about it? Love the ad. Hilarious. 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 And nails the point. Slate pickup. Just reserve mine. This is a great commercial. Just might make it. Okay. Really cool. Really cool. Alright. Once I did it all. When cry share. When baby drives you crazy, we drive them to sleep. Rare and raw. Wow, this is perfect. Like these guys would be literally sitting with ChatGPT and we're like, okay, give me a crazy idea. Wish us your worst enemy. Bitch on demand. Okay, interesting. We bet this kind of the only gig we have got. Let's go. You're officially on the list. Right. So Slate have done a lot of work with branding, advertisement, beautiful design, even a marketing person who is managing their Twitter account. Now, all you have to wait for, all you need right now is that this team keeps going. Okay, interesting. Can't wait to see your truck at the road. You're gonna love it. A bare bones CV that breaks all norms. No infotainment screen, no paint, manual windows, all for less than 20k post tax credit. 150-mile range, 1,000 pounds tow capacity, 100 plus DIY add-ons. Interesting. Thomas Still American billionaire businessman, entrepreneur, investor. Net worth approximately 3.63, ranks 997. Founding Legendary Entertainment, a film production company behind blockbusters like The Dark Knight, 300, Jurassic World. Wait, is this the Vancouver one? No. Legendary Entertainment, which he sold to China's Wanda Group in 2016 for 3.5 billion. He currently leads Telco Holdings, a Pittsburgh-based investment firm that uses AI and data analytics to transform industries, and chairs the U.S. Innovative Technology Fund, focusing on defense tech and AI startups. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Fanboy of comics and a gamer, his passion for entertainment drove Legendary's focus on films like Watchmen and Godzilla. Sports ownership, board roles. U.S. Innovative Technology Fund invests in defense-focused AI and tech firms such as Capella, Space, Shield AI, and Anduril. Okay, interesting. What has Elon said? Okay. Specific comments, general remarks on affordable EVs. Consumer low-cost Tesla vehicle often pegged at around 25,000, but has not delivered on this promise. 2018 interview suggested Tesla could produce such a car within 3 years. He dismissed the idea of a non-autonomous 25,000 model, calling it pointless and silly, arguing that autonomous vehicles like Cybercab, but without steering wheels or pedals, were the future. Right, so it makes more sense. Right, like Tesla is more at an advanced stage, and for them, it's really important to now put all their resources, not get distracted too much, and put all their resources towards the future that they want, because they want, the most important thing they want is FSG and Cybercab, and anything else is going to be a distraction now. So for them, it doesn't make sense for a non-autonomous 25,000 model. That requires a totally different team, and yeah, if that doesn't align with the company's strategy, it's going to be really hard to manage that. Reportedly halted work on a budget Tesla model to focus on self-driving technology, according to biographer Walter Isaacson denied a Reuters report in 24 claiming he scraped the cheap EV due to Chinese competition. Okay. Challenges faced by new EV companies stating to start a car company is mega pain. It is not easy money. He criticized startups for taking too big a swing early on, attempting high volume production without prior experience, likening it to competing in the Olympics without practice. Advised startups to start small, make mistakes at a small scale, and build gradually while reserving significant capital. He noted that Tesla almost went bankrupt so many times and highlighting Volkswagen, not a startup, as the most impressive player in the EV space besides Tesla. That is very interesting. Okay. So Elon thinks Volkswagen is the most impressive player in EV space besides Tesla. Very interesting. Very interesting. By the way, when you say Volkswagen, this just reminds me Volkswagen has had this old OG van and they just came out with the electric version of the new van, and now I'm seeing a couple of them on the road and they look, I mean, the old one is the OG one. It would be really cool if they made if they kept the same old body and just made it modern from inside. That would be way cooler. What they have done now is kind of preserve. Yeah, it's still cool, but I think what would have been really cool is keep that same aesthetic and just make it modern from inside. His comments suggest he would likely view it skeptically due to his ambitious goals of producing 20 to 25k electric pickup truck by late 26. Affordability, simplicity, and customization with bare-bone vehicles contrast with Tesla's current strategy of prioritizing high-end models like Cybertruck. He might see Slate's low-cost, no-frills truck as misaligned with the industry's shift toward autonomy, especially given his belief that self-driving vehicles render traditional, affordable EVs obsolete. Yeah, but Slate, it's very interesting. Like people can really appreciate it from a marketing perspective that, oh, what a positioning, but you still have to, like, all this marketing is a tactic. What at the end matters is if the business can actually make money and the business can actually survive and be sustainable. If the business doesn't exist, if the business cannot be sustainable, then all this marketing would just go to waste and it would affect the reputation of the founders. So it's really important that it's really important to not only have a really nice marketing campaign, counter positioning, whatever, but then also important to build a sustainable business, because without that, all this doesn't matter. Emphasis on the difficulties of starting a car company could apply to Slate Auto, which faces significant hurdles as a new entrant. Right, so Fisker had a very simple problem, like they were just causing problems on the highway, and yeah, that led to the bankruptcy. Canoe, Lordstown Motors. What did Canoe look like? Whoa, yes. I think I've seen this car. Whoa. This looks interesting. Very interesting. Okay, what happened to Canoe? Is this the same Canoe? No. Files for bankruptcy. Ending its dream of funky EV vans. What happened to you? Founded in 2017, focusing on electric commercial vehicles, has run out of money, ceasing operations and beginning plans to liquidate its assets. Wow. Company failed to secure funding from both the U.S. Department of Energy's Loan Program Office and foreign sources. Managed to build a handful of electric vans for several clients, including Walmart and the USPS, over the past few years. Headquartered in Texas after a move from California, 24 announced late last week. Filed for Chapter 7. Ceasing operations immediately. Wow. This is crazy. Imagine working on something really hard, spending so much time, and suddenly you have to now shut it down immediately. burst onto the scene in 2019, revealed the lifestyle vehicle, the bubbly vehicle. Okay, by the way, would I buy this vehicle? No, I wouldn't buy this. But as a USPS, right? USPS. As a USPS and Walmart truck, this makes sense. Yeah, this thing makes sense. Hyundai announced it was partnering with Canoo to use its skateboard style for future EVs, although the plans never came to fruition. NASA chose Canoo to supply the lifestyle vehicle as crew transportation for its Artemis program, and Walmart also entered an agreement to buy 4,500 LDVs. Never built that many vehicles. Walmart branded LDVs were eventually spotted testing on public roads. Snagged a contract from US Army, outfitting one of its pickup trucks as the light tactical vehicle. Whoa. The handful of Canoo vehicles built over the past few years were likely closer to pre-production prototypes than final production vehicles. Will remain only Canoes to ever grace American roads. Wow, wow, wow. And Lordstown Motors. Whoa. Wait, I think this is the photo that. This might be the photo that. Yes, that Slate had in their video. This looks fancy. Okay. New Ride. Formerly Lordstown Motor Corporations, founded in 2018. So all these three companies, they were around the same time, 2016, 2017, 2018. Headquartered in New York. Okay, revenue $0. Wow. Was based at the Lordstown Assembly Plant, previously General Motors factory. Lordstown Endurance. Wow. Company emerged from its September 23 bankruptcy, restructuring as New Ride, headquartered in New York City. Bankruptcy. Vehicle. Partner Foxconn filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Okay. Wow. Slate's plan to simplify manufacturing, no paint shop, outsource components, and rely on aftermarket accessories for profit might be seen by Musk as a risky strategy, given his experience with Tesla's near bankruptcies and the complexities of scaling production. Backing by Jeff Bezos a long time. So Jeff Bezos, Amazon is also into Rivian. Amazon is now specifically into the trucks market, or Jeff Bezos is specifically into trucks market with Slate. Longtime rival of Musk in space and media. Could add a personal dimension to Musk's perspective, though no direct comments link him to this rivalry in the EV context. Tesla's cheapest model starts at 41. Interesting. Actually, it would be better to just look at a photo. Mopar, a portmanteau of motor and parts, is an American car parts service and customer care division. Okay. Mopar. Okay, this makes sense. We don't have to search this one. Very interesting. And now we can go over here. Let's go to the website first. This truck can be anything, even an SUV. The blank slate. This actually looks cool. Kind of a big deal. Even makes you look forward to the Monday commute. It's a Slate, a radically simple electric pickup truck. I think right now what we can admire is the marketing, because we don't know anything about their execution abilities. A radically simple electric pickup truck that can change into whatever you need it to be. Even an SUV made in the USA at a price that's actually affordable. No, really. For real. The professional. Wow, wow, wow. Roll up in a sleek black fastback SUV with tinted windows are perfect for celebs, secret agents, or keeping a low profile. Hmm. Wow. The DJ said, custom wraps, room for your PA. The party's here, you all. Yeah. I can definitely imagine one of the team members just sitting with ChatGPT and just playing with it. Tell me more, tell me more. Oh wow. Beach bound. Lose the door, throw on an open air kit, and turn errand running into summer fun. Okay. Cool. Cool. This looks cool. This is what like this looks like one of those Broncos, without the door. Okay. Pedal to the metal. Hey, I want to know like who was this guy who was sitting? Who was this marketing guy who was sitting with ChatGPT and just like coming up with all these names and all these descriptions and all these designs? Cold green wrap and a custom decal. This is throwing into something awesome. Posted up, lowering kit, custom wraps. This isn't your neighbor's SUV. Wow. Mudmaster, big bold wrapping and plenty of accents. This isn't just a truck, it's a time machine to the weekend. Time machine to the weekend. Okay, looks cool. Alright, we got surfing now. Racks for your board. Almost smells like sunscreen. Good for catching waves and making them. Wow. I street race without the whole law breaking thing. Wow. The Weekender. Adventure starts as soon as you leave the house. Highway Hero. Quiet power. Okay, the tires have changed. It's a massive tire. Sleek and small with fastback body and 32-inch tires. You don't have to be loud to be heard. Alright, we got moving day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Grit and grind. The builder. Night watch. The vintage. The stargazer. Stellar strider. Whoa. I think some of them could be removed. Some of them are just too much. The snow dog. Street smarts. Cherry bomb. Yeah, we can remove some of them. Great cars got too pricey. We fixed that. Reserve yours today. Expected price under 20K. It's a blank slate. You call the shots. This is the blank slate of vehicle in its essential form. We love it. Every detail is designed to make it less cluttered and more usable. If you love it too, great. Don't change a thing. If the blank slate isn't your thing, that's okay too. The blank slate is your canvas. You can wrap, accessorize, and transform it to make it yours. We are focused on making that easy, not expensive. Yeah, this looks cool. This looks like a normal, yeah, like the bigger car with the more SUV, full SUV look, just looks like a Range Rover. Space, comfort, simplicity, refreshingly uncluttered. tablet you can connect and go. Interesting. If you can charge your phone, you can charge your car. If you've never used an EV, it can be an adjustment, but once you get used to it, it's cheap and easy. To make the switch easier, you've got tools to help and can get you a home charger in just a few clicks. How a Slate stacks up. Chevy Silverado. Ford Chevy Silverado. Oh yeah, that's the massive one. Chrysler Pacifica. Jeep Wrangler. Kia Soul. Ford Maverick. Okay, very interesting, very interesting. We built it, you make it, explore, personalize, summary. Wrapped, not painted. Bring your own tech. Things change. Slate changes too. Slate University. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They got merch too. Wow. Yeah, this is how you make money. When men. Okay, this is a good jacket. It looks good. Doggy bandana. This looks like a good jacket. Nice. Nice. Slate Automotive. $100. Nice. Not bad. Okay. I think. Yeah, this is what we want to look at. Jeff Bezos was funding a secret EV startup based in Michigan called Slate Auto. Production as soon as next year. Took root in another Bezos connected company called Rebuild Manufacturing. Has been operating quietly since its founding in 2022. Company has hired hundreds of employees while in stealth, many of whom come from Ford, General Motors, Stellantis, and Harley Davidson. Rebuild Manufacturing. Rebuild Manufacturing. Yes, I think I've heard about this. Yes, I've heard about this. So Rebuild, I think they had a really cool campaign on just kind of letting people know that we are, or kind of getting people into blue worker jobs, let's say. Blue collar jobs. All right. Rebuild Manufacturing. We don't have an account for this. Jeff Wilk. Slate Auto Reserved Amazonian Steelers fan, lifelong coder. Interesting. Okay. Several other wealthy individuals, including Mark Walter, controlling owner. Okay. Tackling a big goal. Company's quietly raising 1100? No. 111 million. Public filing. Bezos were involved. Melinda Levison, the person who manages his family office, listed as a director on paperwork. Slate has filed with states and the federal government. The filing shows 16 people invested in that round. It is unclear how much Bezos put into the company. Slate hopes to get its vehicle into production as soon as late 26 at a manufacturing facility somewhere near Indianapolis. Challenging time for electric vehicles. Once explosive growth of the sector has cooled off, and multiple startups dedicated to building EVs have filed for bankruptcy. Yes. Headquartered in Troy. Multiple people connected to Slate, Rebuild Manufacturing, and Bezos family office did not respond. Deep Amazon ties. Is shot through with Amazon DNA. Alongside Bezos family office, Series A included funding from former Amazon executive Diego Piacentini, according to his firm's website. Slate was initially created as a project called ReCar in early 22, but then rebuilt a domestic manufacturing incubator of sorts, co-founded by former Amazon consumer CEO Jeff Wilk. Okay, and his MIT. Okay, very interesting. Jeff Wilk. So proud of Chris Rod and the whole Slate Auto team. Really enjoyed my conversation.
Transformation from $2 billion in annual revenue to $1 billion daily while launching Prime, Marketplace, and leading the Whole Foods acquisition.
A huge part of leading in that environment is actually being on the shop floor. Jeff would give me a week of his time each year to go to the field and do Gemba Walk. And Gemba Walk is get off your tail, go to the shop floor, actually walk the process with the people doing it. Listen to the people, ask the people who are doing the work what's wrong, like how can we make your job better, and then take that feedback back and do something with the power that you have in your executive position. We can say things like grit is the ability to power through adversity, and I would argue you want to add duration to that. How long do you maintain grit in order to get results that you want? And I think the answer is a long time, as long as you can.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. Slate is short through with Amazon DNA. And his MIT leaders for global operations classmate Miles are known. Several longtime Amazon executives, including Wei Gao, who was a top VP and technical advisor to Bezos, are now at Rebuild Manufacturing. This is really cool to see that people have moved on from Amazon and now they are doing something important for the country. Slate's digital e-commerce and automotive experience leads are Amazon expats. E-commerce, digital, and automotive experience. Okay. Does Amazon have experience with building cars? I think they can translate some of the Rivian experience over here, but does Amazon have direct building car experience? No. But okay. I think this entire, yeah, because they have really, there is some confidence, there's a big chance, there's a big this adds more confidence for them to be able to build their own factories in the right way, because they have people involved in the rebuild manufacturing. They have these people, executives who were at Amazon. I think that would translate really well in making sure that this factory comes together and they are actually able to ship. So there's more confidence now. Even Slate's original name includes the Re prefix Amazon uses for events like the Re-Mars Robotics and AI Conference or the annual Re-Invent gathering for AWS. Invested in more than 30 companies through his family office over the years, touching the worlds of AI perplexity, robotics, figure, defense, and even mobility. Slate is one of the most direct investments he's made in the world of electric vehicles outside the relationship his company Amazon has with Rivian. His investment has largely been just that, though. People familiar with the company's inner workings told TechCrunch that he has not been seen around Slate's Michigan or LA offices. Bucking the trend. No founder to be found. Wow. It does not have a founder serving as a CEO. Arnon is considered to be Slate's founder according to the sources, but his day-to-day job is serving as CEO of Rebuild Manufacturing. Instead, Slate's CEO is Christine Barman, a longtime Chrysler veteran. Wow, she got into automotive industry through an internship with General Motors after attending Purdue University. She then spent more than 20 years at Chrysler overseeing the vehicle line program for the Chrysler 300 Dodge Charger Jeep Cherokee, according to a LinkedIn profile. Eventually became the vice president of electrical and electronics for Fiat Chrysler, where she led the automaker's integration of Android Automotive and spent time on the company's collaboration with Waymo before leaving the company in 2017. She instead has mostly been advising companies on emerging tech and teaching engineering before getting involved in 22 with what at the time was a nascent EV project within Rebuild Manufacturing. Really cool. Okay. All right. We still don't know our final verdict over here on Slate, but it seems like Slate will figure things out. Tell me more about Rebuild manufacturing. Let's see. So this is the entire backend that is supporting Slate. Industrial manufacturing company founded in 2020 by Miles and Jeff. Mission to revitalize American manufacturing through advanced technologies, operational excellence, and strategic acquisitions. Aerospace, defense, healthcare, clean tech, and mobility. The company integrates cutting edge technologies with traditional manufacturing to enhance performance, focusing on long term growth rather than short term private equity gains. Employs approximately 1,100 people, has raised 656 million funding, and generates an estimated 750 million annual revenue. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, already. So launched in 2020, it's been 5 years, 656 million funding, 750 million annual revenue. Okay. Expertise in advanced manufacturing, supply chain management, production optimization enables Slate to execute its low-cost, customizable vehicle strategy, drawing parallels to Stellantis. Core capabilities, core operations and capabilities. Product innovation, component and system production, industrial automation, offering a brain-to-box process that takes products from concept to commercial production. Technical research, product design, engineering for new products, advanced materials, composites, thermoplastics, precision machining, and additive manufacturing. Assembly, distribution, supply chain management, custom automation, embedded software, process optimization. Aerospace, healthcare, clean tech. Its 400 engineers across US facilities provide expertise in structural analysis, microfluidics, and digital manufacturing solutions. Rebuild has grown rapidly through organic expansion and strategic mergers and acquisitions, acquiring 11 businesses since 2020 to build a complementary ecosystem. Composite Resources, a South Carolina based composites fabricator for aerospace and automotive markets. Oribi Manufacturing, a Colorado based thermoplastic composite specialist, now part of Rebuild. So these are the acquisitions: composite, thermoplastic, optimation, answer engineering, strengthened product development expertise, buys businesses for long-term development, not quick resale, aligning with its goal of strengthening US manufacturing. It has invested in facilities like a 50 million high-tech manufacturing complex in Westmoreland, New York. Funding and investors: 656, led by General Catalyst. Whoa. La Famiglia, 75 and Sunny, digital industrialist, among others. Leadership and culture: Miles, former president of US machine tool companies and private equity veteran with a focus on industrial turnarounds. Jeff Wilk, former CEO of Amazon's worldwide consumer business, instrumental in developing Amazon Prime. Bonnie Davis, chief lean officer, oversees lean manufacturing transformations as highlighted at the 24 Lean Summit. Rebuild Way, a set of 16 principles, emphasizes collaboration, sustainability, and long-term commitment to employees, customers, and communities. Employees describe a dynamic work environment with opportunities in lean leadership, digital product management, and engineering, though some Gloucester reviews note challenges like limited guidance and workplace tensions. And its broader mission to reindustrialize America, with users calling its team awesome and efforts meaningful. However, scaling to meet ambitious production targets, navigating high tariffs, and competing with established automakers and Chinese EV manufacturers pose challenges. Long-term vision and permanent capital base provides stability, but its success depends on executing complex integrations and maintaining quality across its diverse portfolio. This is very interesting. Rekindling American industry. Watch now. Let's see. Watch now. Play. Yes. Play.
and helps communities flourish. But offshoring and other headwinds have eroded industrial America. Americans have always been resilient, and manufacturers are taking control of their destiny. Today, the future of American manufacturing is bright, and we at Rebuild are wholly committed to its success, to building on that great American tradition. We're doing this by bringing together manufacturers that make quality products with companies that have technical and engineering proficiency, and those with the capability to go from conceptualization and design to production at scale, connecting businesses that otherwise might never have teamed up. Now, together, as a Rebuild company, they're collaborating to develop unique production processes and manufacture innovative products that add even more value to a customer's business and serve the good of all, the customer, employees, and the community. It's American ingenuity and entrepreneurialism at its finest, and it's guided by the Rebuild Way, a set of principles that help us do the right thing, especially when it feels like the harder thing. Rebuild is in it for the long haul, for mutually beneficial relationships. We're founded on the belief that Americans thrive when they work together respectfully and make great products right here in the United States. So we're investing in American production, people, and technology to help companies that are here and those that want to reshore, to keep our talent, skills, and know-how in our backyard, and to make sure the American dream is alive and well for future generations. Welcome home from Rebuild.
Reimagine manufacturing with Rebuild. Competitive edge, how we work, product innovation, component production, system production, industrial automation. Why choose Rebuild? Trusted partner, new way forward. Defense, windmills. Yes, barbecues. Origin story. The seeds of profound change are often planted decades before they bear fruit. In the mid 80s, Miles and Jeff were very young men who didn't know each other but were both troubled by the effects of offshoring and since the beginning of decline of American manufacturing. Fate brought them together at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 91. Their friendship was forged, and in 2020, their mutual desire to rekindle industrial America led them to co-found Rebuild Manufacturing. Miles tells his origin story in the new Rebuild blog. This is really cool. You're telling the story of your company, similar, like using the same words. Forged our partnerships. Jeff and I realized that the single most important aspect of building a company that will stand the test of time is culture. We spent several months before doing literally anything else developing the Rebuild Way, the 16 principles that contains embody the way we intend to work. They clearly state how we will treat our customers, communities, vendors, and each other. While we may enhance the Rebuild Way a bit here or there in the years to come, its unique principles are sound and will guide us every day as we strive to meet the primary goal: to create a sustainable model of US-based industrialization that profitably delivers superior products, create meaningful work, and by extension promote societal engagement for citizens and communities. It's really cool. Like, they kind of understood that, okay, what's the best thing we can do right now? The best thing we can do is build a car again, because yes, we are bringing a lot of once if we build the car, we will understand all the components that are needed for that car, and that is a really good forcing function for us to now focus on bringing all those components back to America. I think that's a great strategy for Rebuild. Yes, like by having this forcing function that, okay, earlier we were just working with other contractors, other vendors, but now when we are building the final product and we have to ship this high quality product, and we will understand all the components that are required for it, it is a great forcing function for us to slowly pick up each component and be like, okay, let's bring that onshore, let's bring that onshore, and that would be a forcing function to, I don't know if this is the strategy of Rebuild, but that makes sense. That would make sense. Fast forward to 2020, Jeff had spent the previous 20 years building the consumer business at Amazon, including leading a revolution in the way that direct to consumer distribution worked. In short, Prime exists because of Jeff and his team. Prior to those 2 decades at Amazon, the idea that you could order basically anything online and find it at your doorstep the next day or the day after was a fantasy. Now, of course, it's table stakes for the entire industry. While Jeff was playing an essential role building Amazon, I was working first as a president of several small US based machine tool companies and then spent about 16 years managing industrial turnarounds for the private equity firms Charterhouse Group and American Capital Strategies. This is really cool. Okay, so this is my understanding right now, like very high level prediction that okay, some Amazon executives, they realize that okay, we really cared about manufacturing. We want to bring manufacturing back because offshoring has just hurt American industries. So they built Rebuild. With Rebuild, they started by working for different vendors in defense and healthcare, in whatever the other industries are. They realized that okay, now we need to control things. Earlier we were just working as contractors, now we need to be controlling things. So we need to have a final product. We need to have a final product that we are selling that is American, fully American made. Obviously it's not going to be fully American made from the start, but we're going to start by announcing this product, building a lot of hype, seeing that it makes sense. So Slate is that product, and now that Slate is out there, and in 1.5 year you have to ship this product to customers. Now you are really exercising that muscle of building your factory, shipping a final product that will be used by the consumers, and along the way you are looking at every component that the final product requires and slowly bringing that in-house. All right, that's my analysis. That's the stream. Thank you.